Last week we spoke about the importance of maintaining a good credit score. Now, if you missed that episode, I'll share the link in the description, so make sure you go and check it out, okay? Now, in that video, I said that I will do a separate video to talk about what things adversely affect your credit score and what things you can do to improve your credit score. So, without further ado, let's get into that. Hi, I'm Mohammed Ahmed. I'm the founder and managing director of Pinnacle Finance UK, and welcome to episode 4 in a series of videos where we talk all things property and finance. And in this week's video, what I want to talk about is what things adversely affect your credit score and what things we can do to improve your credit score. Okay, so let's start with what things can affect it. Now, there are a whole list of things that can affect it. So I'm not going to go through each and every one because we could be here for hours, okay? So let me just talk you through just 2 or 3 that I've picked out that I find quite common in today's society, okay? So number 1, mobile phones and mail orders. Now, there's a common conception that they don't really matter. Now, they do matter. They never used to matter as much many years ago. So if you had late payments or arrears or defaults on your mobile phone, back then, most lenders wouldn't really care. They'd completely disregard it. Now, for the most part, that is still true today, but it's not as it used to be. So, you know, falling behind on your mobile phone payment or a mail order, these things happen quite often, often because they mess up the direct debit or something, but just be careful that you're always paying that on time, because these things will bring down your credit score quite a bit, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, this is by far the most common one that we find in our industry. Parking fines. Oh my gosh, what a bloody nightmare. Now, we've all been there. We've all had a parking fine, and a lot of people think, you know what, I'm not going to pay it, or I'm going to dispute it. Fine, they do that, and then eventually, later on, weeks, maybe even months down the road, they get issued a county court judgment, a CCJ. For what? Well, 300. What would have been a £60 fine originally has now turned into a £300, £400, £500 CCJ. That is a big fat no-no, guys. Okay. CCJs. Now, just to clarify, CCJs will remain on your account for 6 years from the point it goes on, unless you pay it off within the first 30 days of being issued the CCJ. But why get into that, guys, if we can avoid it? For what, £60? It ain't worth it, okay? My advice to you, if you get a parking fine, pay the thing first and then dispute it, okay? You want to dispute it, you want to argue the toss about it, fine, be my guest. But please, pay it first. It's not worth the CCJ and the headache it's going to give you later on. The number of our clients who have had to go to tier 2 or tier 3 specialist lenders and pay upwards of 6-7% on their mortgage interest rate just because they had a CCJ for a parking fine. It ain't worth it, guys. So CCJs on a parking fine, big fat no-no. Right, the next one, number 3. This one, oh my gosh, I can't believe people do this, but we see it happen. A late payment or an arrear on your mortgage. Big fat no-no, okay? As a rule of thumb, any single mortgage missed payment arrear in the last 12 months, it's probably safe to say 99% of lenders are not going to give you a mortgage. Even the specialist lenders who charge through their nose for ridiculously high interest rates, okay? Even they don't want to see any missed mortgage payments in the last 12 months, okay? These things hugely affect your credit score, okay? So stay away from that. So just to recap, mobile phones and mail orders, stay on top of your direct debits if you do order them. Make sure they're going down your account and you're paying them on time. Parking fines, if you get it, pay it, and then deal with it later on, deal with the appeal later on. Number 3, mortgage payments. Please, whatever you do, if you don't eat that month, don't eat, but pay your mortgage, okay? Because trust me, that's more important than anything else. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but you get what I mean, okay? Now, let's move on to something a bit more positive. What things can you do to improve a credit score? Now, this is a common question, especially in the younger generation, okay? So the younger generation, 18, 19, early 20s, who've not really had a mortgage, not had any commitments before, so their credit score is really low because their lender's got nothing to base it on. Now, I'm going to do a separate video later on talking about what lenders look out for when assessing an application. So we'll come back to that another time. But yeah, a lot of young people don't have a credit score or a good credit score. It's not because they've got anything bad, there's not nothing adverse on the report, but when it comes to applying for a mortgage, a lot of mortgage lenders have their scoring card. If you don't even get past that, you're not progressing any further forward. So young people, this is to you, okay? What can you do to improve your credit score? Very simple, get yourself a little credit card, okay? I'm not talking about getting a credit card with £4,000 or £5,000 limit if you can. If you can, or even if you can't, don't. Just get a very small one, £500, maybe £1,000 maximum, okay? Every month, that credit card, use that as you would your debit card. So shopping, food, petrol, going out, whatever, just whack it all on your credit card. You get protection as well, by the way. You know, your Visa or MasterCard provider will offer you protection, more so than a debit card. So you've got that added benefit as well. And then as soon as you get your bill come through, pay it all off. Okay. Now, if you really want to improve credit score even more, spread the payments over 2 months. Okay. Now, most people would say to you, pay the whole credit card off in full as soon as you get the bill. Yes, you can do that, and that will improve your credit score. But if you really want to improve it, let it prolong for at least a month or 2. Yes, you do end up paying a bit more interest, fine, but if you really want to improve your credit score quicker, that would be a good way to go about it. Okay, so getting a credit card is number 1. Number 2, account conduct. Now, what do I mean by account conduct? People talk about, do I need to leave X amount of money in my account? If I get paid £2,000 net, should I leave at least £1,000 in my account? That doesn't really matter, guys, when it comes to assessing affordability and doing credit checks, okay? What the lender's looking for, what the underwriters are looking for is your account conduct. How are you conducting your account? Let me explain what I mean by that. So, let's just say you get paid £2,000 net, the day after you wiped it all out. That's obviously a no-no, don't do that, okay? Try and let that go through the whole month, okay? If you have an overdraft facility, okay, as much as you can help it, avoid using it, okay? And if you can't avoid using it, make sure that you stay within your overdraft limit, okay? So stay within your overdraft limit, and that will help your credit score and your overall account conduct, okay? Because again, what we're doing is that you're demonstrating that you're using credit, but you're doing it within a good limit, and therefore it won't do anything adverse to you, okay? In fact, it should help your credit scoring go up, okay? Okay, so the third one, not enough people talk about this, and I think it's crucial. There's no official kind of terminology for it, but I'm going to put my take on it. It's what I call potential credit. Let me explain what I mean by that. Now, we see so many credit reports, okay? Let's say we've got client A, and they've got 5 credit cards, okay? Now, they owe nothing. All 5 are cleared with 0 balance combined. But credit card 1 has a limit of 5,000. Credit card 2 has a limit of 5,000. Credit card 3 has a limit of 5,000, so on and so forth. So for argument's sake, we've got £25,000 worth of potential credit. Now, one might think, well, hang on a minute, isn't that a good thing? Because it shows I've got the ability to have credit, I've been good in the past, and that's why I've got such high limits. But why is my credit score low? And that's because the potential credit refers to what you could draw out overnight. Now, somebody in that situation could draw out, in this example, £25,000 of credit overnight. And nobody could stop them doing that. And if they did that, all of a sudden, they're £25,000 in debt, and all of a sudden, the risk factor to the lender has gone up. Does that make sense? And therefore, the score has come down. So what's my advice on that? If you've got a lot of revolving accounts or credit card accounts that you're not using, get rid of it. Pay it off. Okay, just close the account. And I always say only keep one, maybe two maximum credit card for emergencies. Okay, I always like to say, you know, if you go on holiday, myself included, when you're on holiday, you want to take a credit card with you. Great, fine, do that, and one for maybe your everyday spending. So just to recap, things that you can do to improve your credit score. Okay, so for the young customers out there, get yourself a little credit card. Okay, nothing too crazy, just use it and get it paid off the same month or the following month. Okay. Number two, account conduct. Make sure you're not draining your account too quickly when you get paid, and also if you have an overdraft, make sure you stay well within your limit. Okay. And number three is potential credit. If you're not using it, get rid of it. Okay, because it's not doing you any good. If anything, it's gonna damage your credit scoring. Okay. Like I said before, guys, I can talk about this all day. There's so many different factors that will adversely affect your credit score, and there are so many things that you can do to improve your credit score. It's something that I'm really passionate about. A lot of my customers ask me, what can I do? How can I improve this? How can I improve that? And I always say, you know what? It's always a case-by-case scenario. Okay. I hope you guys found that helpful, useful, educational. Okay. As always, if you want to know more, do feel free to get in touch with the team, and we'll book you in just to have a chit chat, okay, about this or anything else. So call us on the number below for your free initial consultation. The number, as always, is 0800 799 9869. That's 0800 799 9869. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe so you can catch the next video as well. There's a lot more to come. I know I've been covering some of the basics so far, but trust me, as we get more and more into these videos every week, it's going to get more and more in depth. So make sure you subscribe again, give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Take care, bye for now.